Well, it's not nice. The world is ending. There are snowflakes falling from the sky. I don't want to do it anymore. And this is Chaos in Cats.
Welcome to a snowstorm, apparently.
My name is Kaylie.
And I'm Laura, your nauseous fucking queen.
I am father. Always father. Bow down before me.
Well, welcome.
Welcome. You're in a cult. I am one of your leaders.
And, depends on the day and how feisty I'm feeling, but
Yeah.
you should probably listen, because I get a little crazy.
We get a little crazy here. It's fine.
Oh,
This is fine.
Do you know how many times I threatened Chloe? This morning, I told her if she licks me one more time, I'm going to cut her tongue out. And she licked me.
I think one of the reasons I don't want a dog is the fact that I can't stand the licking.
Well, she's, excessive about it. Because
Right,
I think
but I
she's,
don't like to be licked in
just
general
at
by
all.
dogs.
And
at
I
all.
get that.
It bothers me, especially when they lick my feet. I can't help it. I have a visceral reaction to it.
I don't blame
and
you.
I cannot stand it. And I think that's one of the things I think about when I think about the idea of getting a dog is they're gonna lick me. And I don't like the idea of that.
Some dogs, Nala, didn't lick very much, and she got used to just licking my hand if I'd put it on my face, but Chloe has no boundaries. I'll be changing or whatever, and she'll just jump up on the bed and lick my boob, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here,
That's
bro.
insane.
Get out of here.
That's insane.
I just, I have to be so aware of her presence at all point in time. And I'm like, fuck off. I was in the middle of putting my shirt on. I'm sorry.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hence why I threatened to cut her tongue out. But just for everybody's awareness.
She doesn't mean it. She's not gonna do it.
She currently has her tongue still, alright?
She still has a tongue, can confirm.
It has a mind of its own. If it smells good food, it just starts going. So, not all dogs are like that, but all dogs lick at the end of the day.
Yeah. I just think of my luck, and my luck would be that I would get a dog that likes to lick
Specifically
all the time.
feet.
Yeah. That would be my luck, and I hate the idea of that.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely hate the idea of that. Now, when my cat licks me, it doesn't bother me, because it's very rare that I get licked by my cat, and it's usually on the back of my hand, or on my face somewhere, because they're really close to me, and it's just a quick little lick, and it's all scratchy and
not
weird, and it's fine. I don't mind it, but the wet slobbery can't do that.
She loves to lick ears. Okay? Any orifice in your body, she likes to just. But my cats don't lick literally at all. I don't think.
On my ick list, top of my ick list.
Licking of the ear canal.
Stand it. No, Laura, there are so many snowflakes coming down.
Girl, fucking keep it over there, because I ain't doing that shit.
I don't want this shit.
I'm looking up the
fucking
weather.
Mountain. Living on a fucking mountain sucks. You get snow all the goddamn time.
I know. I don't know about you, but tomorrow's supposed to be a high of 52 and sunny. Tuesday's
It's supposed
58.
to be 45 for us.
Well, it sucks for you. But anyways, it's coming. The warmth is coming. Where do y'all live? Is it fucking freezing all the time where you are at? Because this isn't fair. And we don't even live in the worst of the worst. Could you imagine living in Minnesota or some shit?
Yeah, I don't think this snow is actually, like, significant snow.
I'm sure it isn't.
Like 0%. I think it's just flurries happening.
Yeah, I mean, that happened yesterday for us.
Yeah, exactly. It's happened a couple times for us already the past few days. It's not, like, super cold here. No more than it is for you, I'm sure.
No, I know, but I mean, could you imagine living somewhere where it's more cold?
No.
No. Isn't it Minnesota that just gets wild winters?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I know there's obviously other places, but that's the one I think about.
New York. Even New York does, because they get lake effect snow. Anywhere that gets lake effect snow gets fucked.
Yeah.
Because you can get snow even in the middle of summertime, too. From fucking lakes, but, New York, yeah, they get insane fucking winters because of the lake effects.
Yeah. And just, like, also then you go into, like, New York City, and then you get the wind because of I mean, it's windy this winter for us anyways, but then in New York, it's windy anyways.
Oh my god, this has been a very windy winter.
It is freezing. We went
insane.
through all 3 pallets of our pellets, and last year we didn't even go through 2. Or we went through 2.
Damn.
Like, that's how cold it's been. That's insane.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. It's been very cold. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm ready for the summer. I'm ready for the warm weather.
Yes. As are the cats. Every time I open a window, Henry gets so pumped.
Oh my god, I've been opening and letting him out on the porch. I closed the door behind him, though, so that way the cold air doesn't come through, because it's not fully closed off from the other porch, so cold air still comes through. So I just closed the door behind him, and I'm just like, well, just let me know when you're ready to come back in.
Exactly, scratch at the door.
He's been loving it, though, because it's been warm enough that he can be out there.
Be comfortable.
So
yeah.
He's been fucking loving it. Rudo, she's like, nah, it's still too cold out there for me.
Girl, I don't blame you.
No. Alright, well,
we're here.
Why don't we get into this thing?
Yeah. What are we doing? Who's going first?
Well, first of all, we have to tell a cat story and cat
facts.
You're jumping ahead of us here, Laura.
I forgot about motherfucking cat facts and a cat story.
Alright, so, I got some stuff here for us. Cats can't taste sweetness. Scientists believe it's due to a genetic mutation that affects key taste receptors.
I wonder why that was adapted into their lifestyle.
I don't know.
With their body.
Well,
can I have that?
Taste sweet.
Because I do a lot of sweet stuff, and it's just probably not great for me. So.
It's not, but here we are. So here we are. All right. Now for our little cat story.
Yes.
Oh, heartwarming, sad but heartwarming story.
We gotta find something of like a creepy cat story at some point. I'll be on the lookout.
I'm sure we could find those. Alright. Ukraine girl bereft without her cat is reunited thanks to kind strangers in 5 countries and 7,000 miles.
Wow. Holy shit.
A truly astonishing story of wartime goodwill to mend a 10-year-old's broken heart will bring a tear to almost anyone's eye. Nearly a dozen people, most of whom never met little Agnesa, all took turns helping to get her cat Arseny travel-ready out of Ukraine, across Europe, across the Atlantic Ocean, and all the way to the San Francisco Bay Area so the two could be reunited. It all started on that fateful late February morning as Russian forces poured over the border into their southern neighbor.
Yeah, like a bitch ass.
The Bezinar family decided to flee Odessa, but just didn't have the means to take an animal along. After arriving in a refugee camp in Romania, the family was linked via a refugee program to a man in the Bay Area who had opened the doors of a second house he had to the Beznars for 2 years. No doubt blessings were counted, but it was after the family were settled in that German stewardess D. Harnisch, who had kept in touch with them, discovered that the Besnars had left a family member behind. She, Agnesa, missed sleeping with her cat, and she missed hugging him. She missed everything about the cat because she had grown up with him. Mrs. Maria Besnar told Harnisch. Harnisch then telephoned another flight attendant, Viola, who rescues animals, who, from her home in Hawaii, telephoned an animal rescuer in Houston, Angelica, who laid the groundwork for the rescue. The next person on the call sheet was Maria's brother-in-law, who was taking care of Arseny. The man not only vaccinated and microchipped the cat, but got him a passport as well before driving him on his motorcycle across the border to Moldova. From there, another man drove him to Bucharest, where another family of refugees took Arseny, after which Mimi Kate, an animal rescuer on holiday in Greece, volunteered to cut her vacation short to pick up Arseny in Romania, but all of the cat's documents had to be checked there rather than in the US, since he came from a non-EU country. A tuk-tuk driver, as if the story could not find room for more characters, helped out and drove Arseny and Kate from Bucharest back to make her flight to Athens. Via Montreal and Seattle, Arseny put 7,000 miles under his paws. This saga was reported by Cron 4 News San Francisco, who followed it all the way to SFO, where it had the happiest of endings.
That cat's been farther than both of us combined. God damn.
Yeah.
But that's incredible.
Yeah. And that's our little cat story and our little cat fact.
I couldn't
that's
imagine.
That's our cat corner.
A cat. Oh. Girl.
Yeah, you like that? You like that?
I'm gonna
That's
have
our kitty corner.
I gotta write this down.
It's the kitty corner. The cat corner, the kitty corner, one of those two.
I think I like cat corner just because kitty corner is like a thing.
It is. The cat corner.
Fuck that shit.
Welcome to the cat corner. And
So
that concludes the cat corner.
I'm gonna have to come up with a new song.
We need a new song, Laura. Cat corner, welcome to the cat corner.
That was honestly,
You know?
you are kind of killing it today.
You know?
Just gonna put that out there.
Just saying, but not to toot my own horn or anything, but you know.
We're ridiculous.
I am a comedian. If you refer to episode
everyone,
2.
Everyone, she has agreed. She has agreed we're comedians, motherfuckers.
I agree. I even said in the episode, so I guess we're comedians now?
Yeah, that's sarcasm, honey. I think that
was
like...
not sarcasm, honey.
It sounded like you didn't believe in us. Okay?
It sounded like you didn't believe in me believing in us. So...
Wow. Way to turn that one around. Guys, do you see this? Do you see this? This manipulation?
Like you didn't believe in me believing in you. So, how do you like them apples?
You problem.
It comes back to you, Laura.
You know what? You just lotion your fingers. Get out of here.
I'm aquaphoring them, Laura. As one should on a fresh tattoo.
A tata.
Tata. Almost dropped the aquaphor. A tattoo.
A tattoo.
A tattoo.
Chloe is not impressed.
Sucks for her. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? I don't remember who went first last time, so...
I don't know who went first last time either. Nicholas, do you?
No.
Just kidding. Let's see what I got. I will say I did write down some main episode topics just from conversations with Jeremy alone. in the random facts and random stories he was giving me. So I'll let you know when I do one of those.
I love that so much.
I feel like I couldn't quite find an article that was like medium sized. You know, they're either kind of quick.
So they're either really short or really, really long.
Way too many words. And it's just like, I'm confused. So, you know, this one might only be a little bit, but then I'll go back and read the little blurb from Reddit that brought me here, because I think she explains it very simplistically. Just in case this gets a little muddled or not. But I honestly, be real with y'all, I think I just googled funny true stories in history. So here we are.
Cool.
And it starts with, let me get a little closer for you guys. It was 1976. Crew members from the TV show The $6 Million Man were preparing to shoot on location at the Pike Amusement Park in Long Beach, California. The plan was to capture Steve Austin, the pricey fellow riding in one of the cars along the track of a spooky ride called the Laugh in the Dark. The ride featured a tunnel in which ghouls, demons, and skeletons would pop up and scare you as your car jolted from side to side in the dark. While sprucing up the set, a $6 million employee spotted a mannequin hanging up from a noose in the corner. Classy. He reached for the mannequin's arm, and the arm broke off in his hand. Looking at the dismembered... What?
You said it's never a mannequin.
It's never a mannequin. No touchy, no touchy. But the arm broke off in his hand, and looking at the dismembered limb, the worker was astonished to see what looked like bone beneath layers of... These words are going to kill me, but layers of basically old mummified skin. This was no mannequin. This was a man. The hanging corpse in question was once Elmer McCurdy, an outlaw who died in a gunfight with the police 65 years before being found in the funhouse. In 1911, the mischief-making vagabond robbed a train near Osaka, Oklahoma, then took his spoils, which was $46, and 2 jugs of whiskey, and he took them north, where he holed up in a barnyard on the Kansas border. And I also read a little blurb about him, about like his backstory a little bit. Again, it was way too much because it was Wikipedia, you know, you can go to all the clips. But apparently he had a really hard time like holding just like a general job and struggled with alcoholism. So this kind of adds up in terms of his priorities of 2 jugs of whiskey, you know?
Yeah.
But police pursued him and ended up killing him in a shootout among the hay. McCurdy's body was taken to a funeral home in, I don't know if I'm gonna, Pawhuska?
Give it your best try.
Pawhuska, but no one claimed it. Seeing a money-making opportunity, the Undertaker embalmed him and allowed visitors to view the preserved corpse if they placed a nickel in his mouth. Because it's 1911 or whatever, and that's just so cool to do.
Honestly, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
No, it does not. Honestly, probably the least of wild things to happen in 1911.
Honestly.
If it was 1911 and someone was like, hey, there's this really cool thing happening where you can place a nickel in this dead man's mouth and you can see him.
I'd absolutely go do it. I'd be like, Laura, let's go. You want to go
check
put
it
a
out.
nickel in a dead man's mouth? Let's go.
Let's go look at a dead man. I mean, death is, I think, a topic that is just
humans have
interesting.
Always had a morbid fascination with death and anything to do with it, and crime and murder. It's just always been something that we as humans are innately curious about.
I just think it's the human brain is just wild, and I think that's what's cool about it for me. But 5 years, this man had been doing this for 5 years. Into this lucrative scheme, a carnival man turned up at the funeral home claiming to be a long-lost relative of McCurdy and requested to take the body so it could be laid to rest properly. He was, of course, lying through his teeth. Within weeks, the McCurdy corpse was the star attraction of a traveling carnival. For 60 years, McCurdy's mummy made the rounds of carnivals, wax museums, and haunted houses until it turned up inexplicably at the Pike in Long Beach. By this time, the legend of Outlaw McCurdy was long forgotten, and the body was assumed to be a fake. After the $6 million discovery, police identified McCurdy and sent the body to Summit View Cemetery in Oklahoma for a long-delayed internment. Yeah. Thank you.
Basically burial.
Of course. That's what I had deduced. I just, why can't... I know people are, trying to do great with their vocab,
Laura, but, there's multiple words for everything. You gotta get over it. Some people like to use fancy language.
I would love to use fancy language, or a bit larger vocab, but it's just not in my repertoire unless I'm talking about pregnancy, labor and delivery, and child development. So sorry.
I get it. Okay.
But McCurdy's grave is marked by a stone that lists his death date as 1911 and burial date as 1977 with no elaboration on the matter. A thick layer of concrete atop the casket ensures the corpse won't go walking about again. Because that was not the reason, right, that he had been there originally. But it wasn't his fault, but cool, blame the guy. For you misusing his body. Let me see. I'm just trying to see if the thing that she talked about gives any more, because actually that actually
that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I just can't believe you just can rent out a dead guy for a museum. That's cool. He was in a movie theater lobby as a hophead who tried to hold up a store and was shot in order to promote an anti-drug film. But it's been decades, and he's starting to look a little rough, because there are pictures of him.
You don't say.
So I will be posting pictures of this man.
Oh my goodness.
But he's I forget what they said that this man, he embalmed him with a lot of arsenic, because they thought it'd be a while for someone to claim the body.
Yeah.
So it just absolutely mummified him.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. I can imagine.
But apparently when he was found at the Laugh in the Dark ride or whatever, he was painted neon orange. He was a naked, painted orange, and just incredibly mummified body.
Neon orange.
Just hanging from a noose for a scare tactic.
All right. Well, we don't all get to end up where we want to sometimes at the end of the road.
I mean, honestly, unless you have people who's going to bury you, we've even heard terrible stories about being donated to science and that ending up terribly. So
there's no guarantee you're gonna get
what you think. Is just a body, but you'd hope there'd be some respect.
One would hope, but here we are talking about this poor man who ended up bright orange, hanging from a noose for a scare tactic,
and absolutely naked too.
Yep.
Okay, buddy. And all for $46 and some whiskey. I want to look up what $46 in 1911 is.
Now?
Yeah.
$20K.
No, really?
I don't know.
Stop
10K?
it.
No, it'd probably be $2,000, $3,000.
Calculating this motherfucker. It did 1910, but I'll fucking take it. It says it's $1,538. So.
Oh, I was gonna say it's somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000. Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Damn. Which I guess is still depending on who you are, a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
For robbing someone on the train.
Yeah.
And I think he only was able to rob the conductor of the train. Like, not really much else.
I think. Probably.
Like, I was trying to read from other little blurbs about him, but, like, what kind of conductor is just like, hey, I got $1,500 in my pocket. Casually carrying around.
I don't know.
But I hope this conductor knows what happened to that man and his body.
He doesn't. Oh. Because he died long before that ever happened to the man, so...
Well, maybe he was just in the same town as the man when he got, like, shot, and maybe he was one of the people who put a nickel in his mouth to say, go fuck yourself, you're stealing all my money. And now you're making more money?
That's so funny.
Sorry. I feel like I maybe shouldn't have had a Red Bull at 6 o'clock at night.
I was gonna say, I was shocked you cracked that at this late. It makes more sense for someone like me to have a Red Bull at like 7 o'clock at night than you, but...
Well, you go to bed way earlier than I do.
Yeah, but also I feel like you probably actually get some form of energy boost out of a Red Bull. I don't. It's just a drink for me.
Oh, that's not good.
So...
I wouldn't drink Red Bulls, I don't think. I mean, they're delicious, especially the green one. But I don't think I would drink them if they didn't give me energy. Yeah.
Part of the problem is I like the drink and it's not necessarily for the energy. Sometimes it gives me a little boost, but not always.
Yeah.
Not as much of a boost as I'd like it to.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to.
Girl's
gonna have a heart attack.
Nah. Yeah. No, my body processes caffeine differently than yours. I have ADHD. My body processes caffeine very differently.
I have some spectrum level of ADHD for surezies, but like, you gotta, well.
Oh, 2 is not that bad. Calm down.
Are you doing 2 littles or 2 bigs?
Littles.
Oh, then that's not that bad, because that equals just 1 big.
Once in a blue moon, it's 2 bigs, but just that's when you're having a rough day. You're
it's
like,
true. You're like, I need
Christ.
something to get through.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I am dragging myself through this day. Yeah.
Well.
Anyways, is that all you got?
I believe so. I'll let you know if, anything pops into my head that I had originally forgotten if I read it somewhere.
In the middle of your topic, if I think of something,
I'd be like, hey, actually, shut the fuck up. I have more to say.
I'm just gonna cut you the fuck off.
Never know.
No, she's not, because she's gonna like it. She's gonna like the topic. She always likes when I do this topic, because we're doing cryptids.
Fuck yes. Gotta get my googs out.
My googs out. Alright. Yeah, we're doing cryptids again. As always, I'm getting them from the Cryptid Wiki fandom thing, which will be linked, of course, down below. We are starting with Indrid... What?
Does this website already have pictures?
Yes. It's the same site I use all the time.
I never look at it, so...
I share the screen with you all the time to show you the pictures that they give me.
That's true. Continue.
It's cryptids.fandom.com, Laura. Cryptids with a Z, by the way. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
.fandom.com.
Beautiful, beautiful.
We are starting off with the Indrid Cold, or commonly known as the Smiling Man, is allegedly humanoid entity. The nickname comes from the being's tendency to smile at almost everyone that encounters him. It is said that he still visits West Virginia to this day.
That's kind of close.
The Grinning Man, so a description, the Grinning Man is reported to be a human-like in appearance, though he is commonly associated with UFO activity and is sometimes believed to be an alien. It is also believed to be possible that he is connected with the Men in Black. In his first sighting, he was described as being over 6 feet tall and wearing a reflective green suit with a black belt. He had a dark complexion and small, beady eyes set far apart. He was described as not having any nose, ears, or hair. In his second known encounter, his suit was said to be blue instead of green, but still retained its reflective property. Other than that, he was described as looking perfectly natural with slicked back hair, a coat with the top 2 buttons unbuttoned, and having pants lighter than the coat, but still the same material. He was also described as being quite tan, though not dark and looking like any normal human being. According to reports made by Woodrow Derenberger, Indrid Cold came from a planet named Lonulus in the Ganymedes galaxy, and there were 2 other grinning men by the names of Demo Hassan and Carl Ardo. And then they go into sightings and stuff.
Yes, because I want to know if they do anything.
So the first sighting, Indrid Cold, was first seen on October 16th, 1966, when 2 boys, Martin Mouse Manov and James Jimmy Yanchitis, in New Jersey, were walking on 4th Street when they saw a surreal figure standing near a fence. As they walked closer, the figure was a tall, bald man wearing a metal green suit who was staring right at them with a huge grin. The idiosyncratic man chased them until they got away from him. UFO sightings were also reported around the area. Jimmy nudged me and said, "Who's that guy standing behind you?" I looked around and there he was, behind that fence, just standing there. He pivoted around and looked right at us. Then he grinned a big old grin. According to Nightmind, the boys only recalled the more frightening details of their encounter later on. They would recall that the man's green suit was unusually tall and had unnatural facial features, such as the lack of ears and a nose. Even though the most sources mention the New Jersey sighting, Indrid Cold and the grinning man could be completely different entities. The second sighting was on November 2nd, 1966 in Parkersburg, West Virginia, around the same area and time as the Mothman came about. Woodrow Derenberger was driving his way home on Interstate 77 until he heard a crash. Then an unidentified vehicle appeared to land in front of his truck. He described it as an old-fashioned kerosene lamp chimney flaring at both ends, narrowing down to a small neck and then enlarging in a great bulge in the center. The grinning man came out of the vehicle with a dark tan and walked up to Derenberger and telepathically said his name was Indrid Cold, and he meant no harm. Cold said he just wanted to know more about the human race and he would visit Derenberger again after the encounter. Derenberger said the Cold revealed he was from the planet Lanulos in the galaxy of Ganymedes. And the third sighting was during the same period in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The Lilly family had been reporting poltergeist activity in their home, such as diamond-shaped lights. The Lilly's daughter, Linda, was sleeping one night and awoke to see a man standing over her. It was a man, a big man, very broad. I could see his face very well, but I could see that he was grinning at me. He walked around the bed and stood right over me. I screamed again and hid under the covers. When I looked again, he was gone. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it does.
And then we've got explanations, which is it's commonly believed that Indrid may be an alien entity, and this is supported by its close connection with UFO activity and the Derenberger sighting. It is also said by Derenberger that the grinning man is in fact a species of alien with multiple grinning men. However, this is unlikely unless the aliens are shapeshifters, because it would be almost impossible for a race to take the exact same evolutionary path as us. However, the third sighting by the Lilly family suggests instead that it may be a ghost or spirit of some kind and was connected with poltergeist activity happening in the residence. It may be a prank that went too far, or a man with a mental illness. Others believe that it is a normal human man, or a hoax based off of the popularity and fear of the Mothman, who had been first sighted around the same time. Tanya Derenberger mentions in her book that injured cold may also be known as Valiant Thor, who spent 3 years at the Pentagon.
Jeez.
And that is the injured cold.
Well, I will say that the picture that they give you, I mean, no picture that they give you is like nose lifts. Like they're...
No.
But that's okay. But the picture that they do give you, like, especially the first one, I don't know if you've ever seen the show From, but there are a bunch of, like, creatures like that who absolutely eviscerate people, but they constantly do it with a smile on their face until they eviscerate you, basically, because it's so creepy.
Made me think of the movie Smile.
Yes. But From...
I just watched the second one.
It's
I don't know
good.
Dude, I... did not expect... The second is never as good as the first. And the second was just as good as the first.
Yeah.
It was just as terrifying. We weren't sure at first. When it first started, we were a little like, I don't know. But then, like, once it got going, we were like, actually, shit. This is insane. Like, it was actually really fucking good.
And the ending ruined me.
Oh,
I just was not expecting that.
The ending, you never expect the ending. The end, and that's part of the psychological horror part of it that they do so well, is even though you know it's not going to end how you think it's going to end, it's always going to be some crazy fucking weird ending, but it just gets you every time. It's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, I did not. Jesus. God damn it. Ah! It's trauma. It's just trauma.
It is. Put into a movie.
Yeah, literally.
But it's just so creepy.
Yeah.
And it's like weirdly like it's worse to see a man randomly somewhere smiling at you. Like in an unmoving way. Like it's like their smile doesn't reach their eyes per se. It's just their mouth, and it is the worst. And this guy is like looks like the main creepy character from So I am petrified. So yes, Kaylie, please. I don't know what I shall do, but you need to stop.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but you better fucking stop it.
Stop it right now.
All right. Our next one is the Donkey Lady of San Antonio. The Donkey Lady is a legend from San Antonio, Texas, about a woman that is part donkey. In case you weren't aware. Many stories have come from this legend, from her being a burn victim that was burned so bad that after she healed, her hands were fused into black hooved like appendages and a melted, saggy face, resembling a donkey. Other legends say she was once a normal woman who had a pet donkey that she loved so much that after the donkey was taken away by some neighbors after it bit one of the neighbors, not only did the neighbors shove the donkey into the river over a nearby bridge, the men then shoved the woman into the river to drown, and now her ghost is said to haunt the now named after Donkey Lady Bridge in the form of the terrible half-human, half-donkey hybrid. The creature is believed to inhabit the Donkey Lady Bridge, built in 1917, that crosses the Medina River via the old alignment of the Applewhite Road, approximately 4 miles north of Loop 1604 on the south side of San Antonio. Sightings. In the 1960s, locals claimed to have sighted the creature wailing or crying. However, it was determined to be only a domestic donkey. Donkey hoof prints have also been found, although they are likely to be just hoof prints of a domestic donkey.
It's just you're telling me that these people got so mad that a donkey bit them that they push it into the river to drive. Like it's a donkey. It basically comes with it's gonna bite you.
Yeah,
just like an alpaca.
I don't know what to tell you.
But dear Lord, for them also to be like,
oh my God, you just scared the fuck out of me. What is with these men scaring the fuck out of us tonight?
Hey, at least it's the first time he scared you, because there's been times I see stuff in your background like Nick and I'm like, who's there?
Jesus Christ.
I knew you were home, but I didn't expect you to do such creepy things. It's kind of rude.
It's the second time tonight.
Stay unpredictable.
You gotta stay unpredictable, he says.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Would you be able to turn up the heat over there a little bit? Just a tad?
Would you like to turn up the heat?
You're cold?
I am cold.
Is the pellet still going?
Probably. It probably needs some pellets.
Alright.
But we're just doing some stuff.
Some recording stuff. Alright, y'all have fun.
We will. You're welcome to come in with some shenanigans if you like.
Shenanigans?
Yeah. If you'd like to come in and be weird for a second if you're feeling it.
I'm always feeling weird.
Gallerying.
I know. What name are we going to give this one? 1 and 2 or what?
Thing 1, thing 2, I don't fucking know.
It's true. But, love you.
Love you.
A name for what?
You.
1 and 2?
You, Mark, you!
Nothing.
Is there something I'm not aware of?
We call Nick when he's in the background. We call him the Peanut Gallery, and so we need a name for you. And she just said thing 1 and 2. So.
I'll be a peanut gallery guy.
I'll be the peanut gallery guy. All right.
We got a peanut gallery. it's full of 2 peanuts.
2 peanuts in this gallery. All right. Can I have a kiss?
Alright, get out of here. Get out of here.
He's getting out of here, but he has to pay his toll.
Distraction.
Yeah.
He has to pay his toll.
Ew! Girl!
I love you, girl.
Gross! Disgusting! Yeah, hopefully nobody's listening that doesn't like the sound of gagging because...
That's why I'm not doing real gagging sounds. I'm trying to keep it like... I could give you a nice...
Please, no thanks. Maybe not. I'm not even like that, and I'm not a fan. So. But I was gonna say, before we were...
rudely interrupted.
Just absolutely,
I don't know what it is with these fucking men tonight, but
They're
Jesus
scaring
goddamn
us.
Christ, if one more fucking man pops up out of nowhere, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Well, even more so, because who's it gonna be?
Where's this man? Like, who are you? Where'd you come from? I only know of 2 possible ones. What is this?
What do you belong to?
Where did you come from? Why are you here?
I just thought it was crazy for them to be like, yeah, this donkey lady, we actually think is an absolute burn victim. Like, what?
Yeah,
like,
I know. I love the burn victim one. That one threw me off when I read that. I was like,
poor thing.
That's sad. That's really fucking sad. And then you get the donkey bit someone and got thrown into the river, and then the lady got thrown into the river, and then they fused into this weird, like...
spirit?
Donkey woman spirit. Like, what? Those are 2 very different situations and scenarios, I just want to say.
I agree. Like, there's no real tie to either, but I will say her face looks skeleton, and it's a little...
Yeah. Alright. Our next one... is the Owl Man. Owl Man is the name given to a large owl-like humanoid entity, noticeably similar to the Mothman. It lives in Cornwall, England, and has been sighted several times. The first sighting took place in 1976 in the village of Manon. The Owl Man is sometimes seen as the English counterpart to the Mothman, due to the similarities between the 2.
Between the
2. Sightings. In the year of 1976, a paranormal researcher by the name of Tony Doc Shields came forward claiming that he had investigated a report of 2 young girls on holiday in Manon who saw a large winged creature hovering above the church tower on April 17, 1976. Some stories vary, but most are consistent when it comes to what the girls dubbed the creature Owlman. On July 3rd, 14-year-old Sally Chapman was camping with a friend, Barbara Perry, in the woods near the church. According to her account, as she stood outside her tent, she heard a hissing sound and turned to see a figure that looked like an owl as big as a man, with pointed ears and red eyes. The girls reported that the creature flew up into the air, revealing black pincer-like claws. Sightings of this figure continued to be reported, but that the following day, when it was described as a silvery gray, and on 2 occasions, 2 years later, in June and August 1978, all within the vicinity of the church.
The church.
Because both of the 1970s sightings involved Doc Shields and eccentric with a fondness for hoaxes, researcher Jonathan Downs acknowledges that Shields could have invented the Owlman. However, Downs claims to have interviewed a young man, whom he calls Gavin, who encountered the Owlman in 1989 independently of Shields. Gavin and his girlfriend claim to have seen a creature about 5 feet tall. The legs had high angles and the feet were large and black with 2 huge toes on the visible side. The creature was gray with brown and the eyes definitely glowed. In 1950... Try that again, Kaylie. Try that again. In 1995, a female tourist from Chicago wrote to the Western Morning News in Truro, claiming to have seen a man-bird with a ghastly face, a wide mouth, glowing eyes, and pointed ears, as well
ghastly face,
clawed wings. And that's it. That's it. And then there's just a bunch of pictures depicting an owl man.
I do want to use ghastly in a sentence more frequently, because, come on.
With a ghastly face!
It was just like, oh, I saw this terrifying creature, and it had a ghastly face.
A ghastly face?
Could have killed me, could have murdered me. Ghastly.
I can't wait to tell you about this one.
Oh, God.
Alright. I'm not 100% I'm not 100% sure on how to pronounce it. I'm kind of guessing here. It's Knucklelavee. The Knucklelavee is a creature from Orcadian folklore. The name is a later corruption of the Orcadian name Nogelvi, which in turn seems to be the variant of Knock or Nuggle, and is thus related to the Icelandic Nikur. Now, I am sorry, I am not going to be pronouncing any of those correctly. I apologize. He resembles a centaur whose legs are part fin. He has an enormous gaping mouth and a single giant eye, which burns with a red flame. The most gruesome detail of his appearance is the fact that he has no skin. Black blood courses through yellow veins, and the pale sinews and powerful muscles are visible in a pulsating mass. The Knucklelavee has an aversion to running water, and those who are chased by him have only to cross a stream to be rid of him. Some reports claim that he is simply a very large head on 2 small arms, with all of the other characteristics mentioned above. The other fear of the Knucklelavee is the smell of burning seaweed to create kelp. This will enrage the Knucklelavee, sending it into a fit of rage. He would go on killing fields of cattle. The only person that can stop him is the Mither o' the Sea, another ancient godlike being of Orkney mythology. Knuckleavees are strongly built and stand nearly 6 feet tall at their horse heads and about 9 feet at their humanoid heads, with a weight of nearly 2,000 pounds.
Hot damn.
Do you need me to spell it for you?
No, I eventually found it. I just
Got
had
it?
to do a couple tries.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the Knucklelavee. Knucklelavee.
Now, was it saying that the humanoid head has 1 eye, or the horse head has 1 eye?
I think the horse head has 1 eye, because the depictions are showing the horse head with 1 eye.
I guess I didn't,
the human head with 2.
Yes. I see that now.
Yeah, and then... Yeah.
That one's kind of terrifying. I don't think I would like to see that one, just because he looks like, obviously he has no skin.
They're supposed to have no skin. That's what they look like. They
right.
look like they have no skin.
And I'm just all set with that.
You can see all the muscles and veins and stuff. It's
terrifying.
Disturbing.
Yes.
Terrifying. And I hate it.
Yeah.
I saw it and I went, I need to share this one.
Because
Jesus Christ.
It looks terrible. And it, for whatever reason, has, like, fins and stuff. That's the part of it that just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the webbed feet, fin things. Don't understand that.
But hey, 9 feet. Fuck that shit.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's it's like a terrible version of like a headless horseman.
Yeah.
But it's a skinless horseman.
And it is worse, I will tell you that.
It is. It's worse. And I don't like it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't like it.
I think out of all of them, I'd want to encounter the Owl Man.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer that one out of all of them, if we're being honest here.
I know that the creepy smiling people didn't really do anything, but I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it.
Especially if I wake up to you. No.
I will have nightmares, you know?
No. Not happening.
So,
I don't want that.
I'm all set.
Yeah, but that's it. Those are my cryptids for you. I just brought you a few this time. I think this is our shortest episode.
I know, what the fuck?
In a while. And I haven't even edited it yet. So this is probably gonna be like less than an hour. That's insane.
That's insane. But also kind of proud of us.
Impressed. I'm impressed.
Yes, that's the correct term, I think.
For sure. Alright, we're gonna leave it there. You guys got any questions, comments, concerns, topic ideas, whatever it is you want to contact us for, you can hit us up at our email, which is chaosandcatspodcast@gmail.com.
Cat
you can
stories.
hit us up on our send us cat stories, absolutely. Yes. You can send us cat stories on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Those are all at Chaos and Cats Pod. You can hit us up on our YouTube, which is Chaos and Cats Podcast. And our personal Instagrams are also linked down below. Don't message us.
Don't mess with us. Unless you send us
on the other ones.
Cute
Unless
cat.
you're sending us a cat story. Don't message me.
Or cat photo even. And I mean the animal.
To my friends.
You know.
I barely respond to my friends on Instagram.
Friends, family.
I'll respond to you on the podcast one because we have to.
It yells at us if we don't. Even the people we try to ignore, it still yells at us. So.
We're gonna respond to you on there, but if it's our personal ones, you're more likely to get ignored, I think.
I think so too. Just
putting it out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it. That's where we're gonna end it. That's the episode. I hope you had fun. We hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.
Bye.